It was a regular Thursday night, or so it seemed. Sam Walker, a quiet astrophysicist, sat alone in his dimly lit study, scrolling through the latest data collected from his telescope. He'd been tracking an anomaly in the sky for months now, an object that defied all known physics. But tonight, something was different. The object, which had previously moved erratically, was now still, hovering in place. The readings were strange, fluctuating in ways that Sam couldn't understand. His heart raced as he made the call. "Lena, you need to see this," he said, his voice shaky as he picked up his phone. Lena, his colleague and best friend, arrived within minutes. They sat in silence, staring at the screen. What they were witnessing was impossible. A shape, metallic and smooth, hung in the sky, casting a faint glow. It didn't look like anything from this world. Could it be a satellite? Lena asked, but even she wasn't convinced. "No," Sam replied, shaking his head. "I've never seen anything like this before. And I've been looking at the stars my whole life." The object remained still for hours, never moving, never changing. Finally, as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, it vanished. Just like that. As if it had never been there at all. But the disappearance didn't mark the end of the story. It marked the beginning. Over the next few days, strange things began happening all over the world. Electronic systems malfunctioned, strange signals appeared on satellite feeds, and people began reporting strange sightings in the sky. Governments denied any knowledge of the events, but the world was beginning to notice. Something was out there. And it was watching. The world's top scientists were summoned. Sam and Lena were among them. The object had been confirmed as extraterrestrial. And just like that, humanity was faced with the impossible. Aliens weren't just a part of our imagination anymore. They were real. But why were they here? And why now? The days following the appearance of the object were filled with confusion, fear, and intrigue. Governments scrambled to control the narrative, but the more they tried to hide, the more the truth leaked out. The first contact was coming. They couldn't prevent it. Sam and Lena found themselves in a secure facility, standing in front of an array of experts from around the world. The room was filled with tension. Sam had his theories, but they felt too far-fetched to voice out loud. But Lena, always the more daring of the two, couldn't sit in silence any longer. "What if they want us to find them?" Lena suggested, her voice barely above a whisper. Sam turned to her, his eyes wide. "What do you mean?" Lena took a deep breath. "What if everything they've done so far, sending the signals, the strange object isn't an accident? Maybe they've been waiting for us to notice, to make the first move." It was a theory that seemed insane, but it fit the evidence. After all, they'd never tried to make contact in a way that was overt. It was subtle, almost like a test to see if humanity was ready. Ready for what, though? What could they want from us? The government's top officials were getting impatient. Tensions were running high, and with each passing day, the public became more agitated. Videos of UFOs, lights in the sky, and inexplicable phenomena flooded the internet. It was clear, the aliens had arrived, and they were not going to leave without speaking to us. On the 7th day, Sam and Lena were called to a secret location in the middle of the Nevada desert. The facility was massive, hidden under layers of secrecy. The building they were entering had been prepared for this moment. There were rumors that this was where humanity would first meet the aliens face to face. They entered a room that was unlike anything they had ever seen, large, empty, and cold, with a single table at the center. There was a voice, though it didn't come from any human being. It was a voice that seemed to reverberate in their minds, bypassing their ears entirely. "You have found us," the voice said. "But you are not ready." Sam's heart raced. It was happening. The moment he had only dreamed of was unfolding before him. But the words that followed chilled him to the bone. "We have watched you for eons, human. We know your flaws, your desires, and your potential. But you are not ready for what we offer. Not yet." The voice spoke of peace, of wisdom, of knowledge that would transcend humanity's understanding. But it was clear that this knowledge came with a price. There were rules to be followed, guidelines to be adhered to, and challenges to overcome. They weren't here to save humanity. They were here to test it. The days that followed were filled with uncertainty. Sam and Lena, now at the center of the world's attention, struggled to make sense of what they had been told. The aliens didn't want to destroy us. They didn't want to conquer us. But they also didn't want to give humanity the answers it so desperately sought without a cost. The message was clear: humanity needed to prove itself. The aliens had been observing us for far longer than anyone realized, and the time had come to decide our future. The knowledge they offered would change everything, from our understanding of the universe to our place within it. But first, humanity had to confront its own darkness. Sam and Lena became key figures in the ongoing dialogue between humans and aliens. The more they learned about the alien culture, the more they realized how far behind we were. The aliens had transcended war, greed, and hate. They had learned to live in harmony, to build societies that flourished in ways we could only dream of. But would humanity be able to do the same? Could we overcome the hatred, the violence, the destruction that had plagued us for centuries? Could we live up to the potential the aliens saw in us? The final choice came 1 month after the first encounter. The aliens presented an ultimatum: humanity could join them, learn from them, and unlock the secrets of the universe. Or we could continue down the same path we had been on, destroying ourselves, never knowing what could have been. It was a choice that no one wanted to make. But it had to be made. Sam and Lena stood at the forefront of that decision, knowing that whatever happened next would change everything. In the end, the world decided to take a chance. They would attempt to change, to build, to evolve. The aliens, watching closely, offered their assistance, but only if humanity was ready to accept the responsibility that came with it. The path forward would be difficult. It would require sacrifices, compromises, and hard work. But it was a chance. A chance to become something greater than we had ever been. As the aliens departed, leaving behind a legacy of knowledge and wisdom, humanity stood on the precipice of a new era. The road ahead would be long and filled with challenges, but for the first time in history, the world had hope. The stars no longer seemed so far away.